Good evening, fellow Canadians. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. My name is Donnie Grexton, and I'd like to talk to you about a very special project that I've been working on for approximately several years now. Now, the name of this project is called the National Profit Sharing Program. It's a program I would love to see be implemented for the betterment of all Canadians' lives. Now, this is a program that the mass majority of Canadians will automatically qualify for. All you need to do to qualify is two things. Either A, be employed by adding to our economy, or B, volunteer for the volunteer services of a minimum of 10 hours per week that we're going to require that everyone that isn't currently employed, no matter what social programs you're on, whether you're retired or you're a student, all we require is 10 hours of volunteer service weekly to volunteer your time in many of the different volunteer programs that we'll work on creating that you can dedicate your time. Now, for example, if you're someone that is physically able to do a little bit of labor work, then one of the programs that we're going to have is you can sign up to go along our roadways, our highways, some of our parks, and pick up a lot of the garbage that we all know that is all over this country. No matter where you are, we can go down any road, any highway, or in any park, and we are going to find garbage. Now, this is one way we can help beautify our country and help qualify people to volunteering a minimum of 10 hours of their time to making this country better. So another thing we can do is, for example, some of our elderly or someone that is physically disabled may not be able to do some of these volunteer services that require labor work. So what we can work on is different programs of implementing, say for example, some of our elderly or someone who is disabled can still help teach young children how to read better. So of course, I could go on for about an hour of just all the different programs and ways that people can volunteer to help make our economy better and to volunteer their services to make this country a much better place to live. Now, we all know that volunteer work is very important, and it is much, much needed to help many of our programs in this country to help make a better way of life for many, many Canadians. So, again, all you need to do to qualify is either be employed and already adding to our economy, or if you're an unemployed person, or you're retired, or you're on one of our social programs, or you're a student, then all you will be required to do is volunteer 10 hours of your time per week to dedicate your time to one of our volunteer programs. That will qualify you. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a financial breakdown, and I do apologize for anyone that did see the first video. I made a bit of a boo-boo, and I'm owning it right now that my math was a little bit off, and I had said $50 trillion, where I had actually meant to say 50 billion. Now, if we could get a Canadian surplus to $50 billion, which many of you that know your economics know that 50 billion surplus is very, very achievable. Now, let's say, for example, we have approximately 30 million Canadians that are above the age of 18 here in Canada. Now, let's just say, for example, that every single working person and every single person that's above the age of 18 or older automatically qualified. Let's say we got every single person over the age of 18 to qualify. Now, if we had a $50 billion surplus and we equally divided that among the 30 million Canadians, that would work out to approximately $1,665 per year. Now, it's not a heck of a lot of money, but I know an extra $1,650 or so dollars at the end of the year helps pay off some of that debt, buys many groceries, puts much fuel into the tanks, and in my personal opinion, I do believe that $1,650 at the end of the year is a great bonus. Now, here's one of the other examples, is if we were able to get to a $500 billion surplus, which again is very, very achievable if we have competent politicians that are willing to put Canadians and Canada first. So if we get these politicians and we get more people volunteering, and we grow our economy, and we have a mass surplus of, let's say, $500 billion a year, $500 billion a year, $500 billion a year divided by 30 million people would be approximately $16,655 per person per year. Now, here's one of the extra bonuses on top of it. This National Profit Sharing Program, these payments, if implemented, if we can get this implemented, will also be tax-free. It will not go against your income for which you're taxed on already. This is a pure bonus for helping Canada succeed and growing our economies, and right back into your pockets to spend the way you feel fit. Now, for example, let's say that we have a 50 billion surplus and we only have 20 million Canadians that qualify for the program. Now, that would work out to approximately $2,500 a year. And if we were to get 500 billion of a surplus divided by 20 million people, believe it or not, that could work out to approximately $25,000 per year per person that is qualified to the National Profit Sharing Program in Canada. Now, I don't know about you folks, but this is something that excites me, and I pray that we can get our politicians on board to implement this program for the betterment of all Canadians. Because for the young Canadians that don't currently qualify for this program, majority of them are part of families which will very much so benefit from this program, National Profit Sharing Program, to where it will help all households throughout Canada. Now, again, as long as you're currently employed, you will be approved, and if you're not, then all you need to do is volunteer your time for volunteer services through the volunteer programs of a minimum of 10 hours per week, and you will be qualified for this program. Again, the National Profit Sharing Program has such great potential to pull Canadians out of a dire straits situation that we've all been in over the last few years. And it's about time our politicians put our country first and all of us Canadians first. Thank you very much for your time. Again, my name is Donnie Grexton. The National Profit Sharing Program, it's something I absolutely hope and pray that we can implement, and I hope you all agree with me. Thank you again, and have a wonderful night.